It was a bright summer afternoon in the heart of downtown Charleston. The streets buzzed with the hum of life, people chatting on patios, cars rolling by, and the faint tunes of a street musician playing a guitar on the corner. Among the crowd was Alana Carter, her athletic frame and confident stride blending seamlessly with the flow of pedestrians. She carried a small shopping bag in one hand and a bottle of water in the other, her earbuds in as she walked down the main street. Alana loved moments like these. As a Navy SEAL, her life was typically a whirlwind of rigorous training, classified missions, and high stakes decisions. But today, she was just a woman enjoying her time off, far removed from the battlefield. Her casual outfit, a tank top, running shorts, and sneakers, made her look like any other local out for a stroll. But beneath the surface was someone who had faced danger most people couldn't imagine. She stopped at a crosswalk, waiting for the light to change, when she noticed a group of men leaning against a brick wall across the street. 5 of them, all dressed casually, but something about their body language caught her attention. They weren't just hanging out, they were watching. She shifted her gaze, pretending not to notice, but years of training had taught her how to pick up on subtle cues. The way their eyes followed her, the low murmurs and nods in her direction, it all set off alarms in her mind. As the light turned green, Alana crossed the street, her pace steady but deliberate. She could feel their eyes on her, the weight of their stares like a tangible force. She passed them without a glance, hoping they'd lose interest, but their quiet laughter and the sound of footsteps behind her told her otherwise. "Hey, sweetheart!" one of them called out. His voice was loud, arrogant. "Where you headed in such a hurry?" Alana kept walking, her heart steady but her senses on high alert. She didn't answer. "Too good to talk to us?" Another one chimed in, his tone mocking. She turned a corner onto a quieter street, hoping to shake them, but the footsteps quickened. "Come on, we just want to talk." Alana sighed inwardly. They weren't going to back off. She stopped walking and turned around, her expression calm but firm. "Leave me alone," she said, her voice steady and clear. The men exchanged glances, their smirks widening. One of them, taller than the rest, stepped forward. "Relax, we're just being friendly." "I said leave me alone," Alana repeated, her tone sharper this time. But instead of backing off, the men spread out slightly, forming a loose semicircle around her. Alana's mind raced, though her expression remained composed. She didn't want to escalate things, but she also wasn't about to let them intimidate her. She scanned her surroundings, a narrow alley to her left, a coffee shop up ahead, too far to make a scene without giving them the chance to act. The tall man stepped closer. "You don't have to be so cold, you know. We're just trying to have some fun." Alana shifted her weight slightly, grounding herself. "This is your last warning," she said evenly. "Walk away." Her calmness seemed to amuse them. One of the others laughed. "Or what? You gonna call for help?" Alana tilted her head, a small smile tugging at the corner of her lips. "No," she said. "I don't need help." The men laughed again, but their amusement was short-lived. In one fluid motion, Alana dropped her shopping bag and stepped forward, closing the distance between her and the tall man. Before he could react, she twisted his arm and brought him to the ground in a controlled takedown, her knee pressing into his back. The other men froze, their confidence evaporating as they watched their friend groan in pain. Alana stood, her movements smooth and precise, her gaze steady as she faced the remaining 4. They were wide-eyed now, the bravado gone. What the hell are you?" one of them stammered. "I'm Alana Carter," she said, her voice cool but laced with authority. "And I'm a Navy SEAL." The weight of her words hung in the air like a thunderclap. One of the men took a step back, his hands raised. "We didn't know." "Didn't know what?" Alana cut him off, her voice rising slightly. "That the woman you were trying to harass might be someone who could defend herself? That she might not tolerate your behavior?" The tall man on the ground groaned again, and Alana eased off him, letting him scramble to his feet. Get out of here, she said, her tone icy. Now. They didn't need to be told twice. One by one, they backed away, muttering apologies under their breath before breaking into a full run. As the men disappeared down the street, Alana bent down to pick up her shopping bag. Her hands were steady, but she could feel the adrenaline coursing through her veins. She took a deep breath, letting it out slowly. From the corner of her eye, she noticed a woman standing at the door of the coffee shop, her phone in hand. Are you okay? The woman asked, her voice filled with concern. I'm fine, Alana said, giving her a small smile. That was incredible, the woman said, still staring at her. You really are a Navy SEAL? Alana nodded. I am, but honestly, I'd rather just be left alone like anyone else. The woman nodded, her expression softening. Well, thank you for standing up for yourself and for everything you do. Alana nodded again and turned to leave, her steps purposeful as she headed back to the main street. As she walked, Alana couldn't help but reflect on what had just happened. This wasn't the first time she'd been targeted, and she knew it wouldn't be the last. But she also knew that moments like these carried a weight beyond herself. She wasn't just Alana Carter, the Navy SEAL. She was a reminder that strength came in many forms, that you could be underestimated, doubted, and still rise above it all. And so, as the city buzzed around her, Alana blended back into the crowd, her presence quiet but unshakable. She didn't need to make a scene or seek recognition. Her strength spoke for itself.